I've been living next to Harry Hole for many years in downtown Oslo, and I wanted to write a story that started in Harry's apartment. He had been drinking for a very long time. He was more or less out of a job. He was still on the payroll, but he had decided that he wouldn't work for the police any longer. So he was so down and out that it was almost about writing about myself. So it was very hard to write the first chapter because it was so close to home, and I had to rewrite the chapter a couple of times because I almost got depressed myself writing the first chapter. So it's the book is probably more about Harry than any of the other novels. It's about his personal life, his development as a human, but also as a character in a story of fiction. I think that I spent even more time doing research on Oslo, and especially Oslo during nighttime in The Devil's Star that I had done in any of my previous books. There's a map of Oslo in the novel, and it was very nice to me that when my book was translated to so many languages, to see all the familiar street names, you know, in books in Russian and German and Italian and English. It was sort of like I had invited, you know, an international audience to my small and still big city of Oslo. And I think it's, if you would like to read about Oslo, really read about Oslo, The Devil's Star is probably the book that you should pick up first. I think that The Devil's Star is even more hard-boiled than my previous novels. It has a perhaps filmatic tempo and filmatic feel to it. My inspirations when writing have always been movies. Probably, I'm a keen book reader, but I think that crime movies have probably been a more important influence for me than crime novels. And so it's just the way I write. I think in scenes, and I think filmatic. It's just more natural for me. The Devil's Star was written in Thailand, in south of Thailand, when I was doing rock climbing, and I was not on vacation, but more on a boot camp sort of situation where I was sitting there, but I had friends around me and family, so it was a very nice setting, but it was very far away from Oslo. And then I came back and I wrote the rest of the story. So it's sort of a paradox that my most Oslo-oriented story was written a long way from Oslo, but that is the case with many of my stories. I think sometimes it's easier to see a city or see a situation or even see a season. I think it's easier writing about summer during winter and winter during summer for some reason. I have some scenes in The Devil's Star which I still think is some of my best scenes. There's a scene with a waterbed that learned me that you can use your imagination to write anything, and that in order to create an interesting scene, it's not enough to just have, you know, drama, blood and gore. There has to be the scene has to reflect an emotion, and that is the case with the waterbed scene that has been. I know that among my fans is a very discussed scene, and I think it has fascinated people because it's terrible and it's scary, but also it's sort of a twisted love story in that waterbed scene.